Hey kids! Today, we're diving into an exciting field in computer science called deep learning. But before we get into that, let's start with the differences between machine learning and deep learning. Machine learning is like teaching a computer to learn from experience. Instead of programming every single instruction, we give the computer data and let it figure out patterns on its own. Now, deep learning is a special type of machine learning. It's like machine learning leveled up. While traditional machine learning might need some human help to identify important features in the data, deep learning can figure out these features all by itself. It does this using complex structures called neural networks, which we'll talk about soon. The idea of deep learning has been around since the 1940s, inspired by how our brains work, but it didn't really take off until recently. Why? 3 big reasons. Number 1, we now have much more powerful computers. Number 2, we have access to huge amounts of data to train these systems. Number 3, we have high-end algorithms that can process the data. In 2012, a deep learning system shook the AI world by significantly outperforming other methods in an image recognition contest. Since then, it's been full speed ahead. Now, let's dive deeper into the concept of deep learning. Let's use an example to understand deep learning better. Imagine you're teaching a computer to recognize cats in pictures. With traditional machine learning, you might need to tell the computer what to look for, like pointy ears or whiskers. But with deep learning, you just show it thousands of pictures and say, "Hey, these are cats." The computer then figures out the patterns on its own. It can handle all sorts of cats, big, small, fuzzy, sleek, even in blurry or partially hidden pictures. So, how does deep learning work? Deep learning uses something called neural networks. These are inspired by how our brains work. Just like our brains have billions of connected neurons, these networks have layers of connected artificial neurons. Each layer looks for different features. The first layer might detect edges and simple shapes. The next layer might combine these to find more complex shapes, like eyes or ears. Deeper layers might recognize whole cat faces or bodies. As the network processes more and more images, it gets better at recognizing cats, even in pictures it's never seen before. The deep in deep learning comes from these multiple layers. Traditional machine learning might use just 1 or 2 layers, but deep learning can have hundreds. Real-world applications of deep learning. Deep learning isn't just for recognizing cats. It's used in many cool ways. Voice assistants like Siri or Alexa use it to understand your speech. Self-driving cars use it to recognize road signs and other vehicles. It helps doctors spot diseases in medical scans. It's even used to create art or write music. That's what we call Gen AI. Deep learning is powerful because it can find patterns in data that humans might miss. It's helping solve complex problems and is driving many of the AI advances we see today. As you continue your studies, you might even use deep learning to create amazing things yourself. That's all for now. We'll meet you in another video. Bye.